Hey guys, what's up? This is Inceptor57 here with another video gameplay of War Thunder. Now, this video I'm going to be focusing on my history with War Thunder and how it's been affecting my life, really. So right now in this gameplay footage, it's just me and me playing on a realistic mode on Advance on the Rhine. I'm using American Tier 2 tanks because I don't know, it seems kind of very comfortable, and I just transitioned a bunch just to skip the loading time. So I'm here with an N4A1 Sherman, all maxed out, just strolling around in realistic mode. Realistic mode is not really my forte in War Thunder. I usually do arcade, but I do it once in a while. I don't do it realistic mode mainly because I don't have all the items unlocked for the tanks, and that kind of puts me in a disadvantage in comparison to the others. So usually I try to unlock all the items first before I play realistic mode. Like I said, I maxed out this Sherman already, so I got all the ammo types, all the upgrades, and I even got artillery strike, so I can use when I want. So here I am. I'm trying to advance at the 1.A on that northeast intersection. So yeah. So basically, me and War Thunder. I joined War Thunder in sometime last year in May. Wait, I used to play World of Tanks, but then I moved away from that after I found out about War Thunder. I don't know, I just found this damage mechanism a little bit more realistic than World of Tanks. World of Tanks uses an HP bar system, while War Thunder uses more of a modulars and crew system, which I think is a lot more entertaining than actually whittling someone's HP bar down to 0. So I joined War Thunder in May 2015 and started with American Tree. It was a bit of a rough start, mainly because it was a transition from World of Tanks, but I managed to do it. And right now I'm using tier 2s, but I actually have like tier 4s, Americans, and actually most of my everything is tier 4 except the British, which since it's very new and I didn't put so much time into it, I'm only up to like the event. I'm only up to the Challenger, this Cromwell with a 70 pounder at the moment. Here I am, I'm engaging a anti-aircraft, and I managed to zoom its way all the way to A. Didn't think it was worth my cannon, so I started using my machine guns. Not that matters, it's just a truck, so its max armor is only about 10 millimeters. So the M2 Browning can penetrate much more than that, so I use it quite liberally against that. And kaboom! Yep, dead. Yeah. So I played War Thunder for a while after that, and then I eventually joined the wiki team a few hours later after I found out it was kind of incomplete. So I started working on its history, and reading up facts about different vehicles. Two T-34s right here. It was a stressful moment of time. That one bounds. It's fluke of luck, I guess. Suppose two T-34s. Quite astounding, and it usually this kind of scenario ends with me dead in realistic mode. But I guess, but luck, and I have no idea why this guy looked left. He's just exposing his right side of his turret to me. Although by the looks of it, the damage model looked like everyone in his turret was already dead to begin with. Close up and hit his turret ring, and now everyone really is dead. And machine gun from allies there. Yeah. Just watching down the road. That's where the enemy spawn is. So just check and make sure no one's there. Then I proceed to reverse using the standard military tactic of reversing into position rather than moving forward in order to protect the vulnerable rear, and then start capturing the zone. So yeah, so war done. Yes, I joined, and then I guess I was kind of bored with just fighting, so I found out there's a War Thunder wiki, and I found out that any user with a War Thunder Gaijin account can actually edit it. So I started playing around with the wiki, and then decided to make my own edits in the history. I started with the M10 Wolverine, mainly because it was one of the simpler ones, that's just about the U.S. tank destroy doctrine. Just started with its development history and all this stuff, and I continued that for some time until I pretty much did a majority of the history pages for all the vehicles in the game, and then that's when the wiki team members decided to contact me and asked if I wanted to join. Then I said, "Oh, that's bombs, Jesus." So, yeah. So yeah, I'm part of the wiki crew. So There's that. Yeah. Realistic mode is not like I said, it's not my forte. This is just so I'm just prowling around, checking every corners. Oh, not every corner. I'm kind of blind. And yeah, just rolling around, marauding everything that's in sight. Walls, craters, tanks. There's no tanks at the moment. Just driving around. Nothing to see here. This kind of stuff. It's got a Valentine tank right there. I think it's the one with the 75mm. Yeah, so let's start heading to the northwest quad area. Just a company of Valentine. So if he gets ambushed, I'm around there, so at least I can notify people that there's an enemy there. Yeah. It's quite more stressful in realistic mode since you have to find all the enemies manually, and I think it is fun for that. Problem is, I'm kind of aggressive, so I usually just push forward, and then before you know, I spotted the spawn because there was a T-34 there. Of course, I only thought it was a rumor, so I just did that at the moment. But later, when I spawned there, you will find out that that T-34 turns out to be bad news. Yeah. And here I am, almost at the quad. Got a whole bunch of teammates there already, so we can do quite a bit of damage. Sight on. That's a T-34 right there, and oh, that's a T-28. Sorry. And I killed it. With his rear. I don't know why was he facing his rear towers outside. I don't get it. Keep looking. There's something caught my eye at the moment. Let's take a pot shot. I decided to accelerate, and this 30. Of course, for the extra thin gun shield, I started opening up with a machine gun, and then just killed it with a 75mm gun. Yeah. So yeah, if you watch my introductory video, War Thunder is pretty much my mainstay game at the moment. I have 850 hours invested in this since that year I've been playing. It's quite a lot considering that Red Orchestra, my second one, I invested at least 5 years into it, and I only have 300 hours in it. Here's my moment of carelessness. I forgot about the enemy spawn. You'll see in a bit. It'll just cost me right there. There we go. And then, embarrassingly, I got killed by a German Flak Panzer 38T, or also known as the Jeopard in the game. Despite the fact that I haven't seen a single document or any history fact that calls the Flak Panzer 38T a Jeopard, or Gepard, however you pronounce that, German. Transition to my M4 Sherman. M4 Sherman's pretty much it's almost similar to the M4A1, except it uses a welded hole rather than a cast. That's why it's more blocky, more sharp edge. The M4A1, if you notice, it's all rounded. It's because it uses a cast hole, mainly because most of the factory production in America at the time did not have the ability to weld, so they tried casting the hole, which, while it did work, but it was considerably expensive, and it was hard to repair if damaged in battle, compared to the flat metal surfaces on welded. You could just weld on another piece of metal and then fix that. The cast is quite rounded, so it's harder. However, there's a certain defect with M4 Sherman, the initial models, which is the one displayed in the game. It's the hatches for the driver and the assistant driver, which has their hatches protruding out, which forms a vertical degree, a vertical angle, and basically it's very vulnerable. It's only 50mm thick compared to the slope, which will be at least 80 in sloping nature. They did try to fix that in the game. They put like 30mm plates in front of them, but they don't help very much. It's only a makeshift fix before they improved it for the next few models in the future. So yeah, I'm trying to capture A again. So I started with Americans. It was kind of weird with the Stuart, and when I tried to M3, it was like, I tried the M3 Lee in the World of Tanks, and I can only use the 75mm at the bottom, but then when I tried the M3 Lee in War Thunder, it was very different considering that you can use both guns, 37mm and 75mm, which is very interesting. So I had to experiment a lot with different buttons and different controls, try to get both cannons to fire how I want them. That should have been my first mine. I saw that you saw that tracer going, or the smoke trail of a shell going down, and it looked like I was spawning, but I actually never saw the tank. The second one I still don't see. This is the problem with realistic. You don't know where the enemies are, and lack of coordination will make it impossible to find enemies. Of course, I still don't know, and then it costed me my Sherman because that TD4 was behind me instead of in front. Should have saw the smoke shells. Huh? Killed my fuel. No, I can't imagine if fuel got hit, it would be burning. I don't know if it explodes. And I remember that TD4 I said in spawn. Yeah, it came to bite me in the ass, literally. Killed my driver right there. And it's right, yeah, the TD4 has no chill. And that's the end of my M10 Wolverine. Funny is, I haven't seen the usage of Wolverine other than it. Maybe I just haven't looked far enough. I'm sure there's lots of reasons why we have Wolverines, why we call them the Wolverines these days. Of course, I didn't have any more spawn points, so I had to resort to anti-aircraft gun, which I thought, might as well go down fighting. Decided to fire on the T-34. 450 cals are not going to penetrate T-34 no matter how hard you try. But maybe I can get lucky, so I just fight it out. Can damage his track, see if that works. No point in fighting long distance, decide to charge right in. Spraying APIT rounds all over the damn thing. Tracers everywhere, hopefully I can blind him. Which looks like it worked, because I managed to get right to its side. And then it became a battle of Traverse. And I'm reloading now, so that's why there's no bright fireworks coming up. There we go. It's like I'm tickling the damn thing to death. Like, yeah. So this is quite funny. Oh, I killed its loader. That was the most interesting part before a while we got blown to smithereens by an allied aircraft. Mainly, yeah. Can't blame him though, because that guy was near spawn. Someone really wanted him gone, but I just have to be near there. So, yeah. But I still don't have enough spawn points, so I'm again in the M16 anti-aircraft vehicle. I actually like it. I like this anti-aircraft vehicle a lot compared to the next one, the M15 combined gun motor carriage. The 37mm autocannon just I didn't like it as much as 450 caliber guns. I think these 450 cal can actually do a lot more damage than 37mm because of how many times I can actually hit a plane with this rather than the cannons. The cannons fire so slow in comparison to the half-track in the German and their Ostwind. So I like the M16 a lot better in terms of anti-aircraft until I get to the M19. Which the M19 you kind of need that 40mm Bofors cannon shells in order to do any sort of damage to the airplanes, especially the jets. I haven't exactly used the anti-aircraft gun to fire at jets yet, but I imagine it'd be difficult considering how jets can move supersonic, especially the Sabres. Another thing, oh yeah, about my Air Force. My Air Force is actually not that great. My max is only like tier 3 American aircraft, but everyone else is just reserves. I suck. And I see enemy aircraft, try taking pot shots at it. Hit it a few times, start smoking, but didn't get a kill, so I had to take it out again when it makes its next pass. Remain diligent as always. 450 cals. With great power come great responsibility. Gotta respect the Americans and their 50 cals. I mean they mounted 50 cal on everything. That makes the M4 Sherman very flexible in what they can engage. Here it comes again. Oh, it's still smoking, so I just decided to make sure. I completely missed this time, even though it's more forgiving than any other anti-aircraft gun with the machine guns. So I decided to transition away, skip all the boring part, and then as he makes his pass and is coming back again for one last one, decided to take a few shots early. And it flew right over. Overshot his bomb, but it crashed anyway, so I guess that's a victory for me. And with that, I essentially destroyed most of their air power, so we have the game in the bag. They have nothing else against us. And with us controlling that one flag point and they're dwindling ticket supply, it doesn't work well for them. Yeah, so that's essentially my gameplay of realistic mode and advanced on run with Americans. So summarizing my War Thunder history, I started May 2015. I have 800 hours invested. I work on the wiki team as mostly their historian, but I also do other stuff. I'm just an amateur historian. I just read up stuff online and buy books. Recently been buying books from Steven Zaloga. He's a great historian. You should check out some of his book. He mostly focused on American and Soviet tank technology. Yeah, so yeah, I win. Not a lot of kills, but a realistic mode, so we shouldn't really expect a lot because of all the different stuff happening. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, feel free to put a like, and if you want to watch more content like this, please subscribe, because I'm looking forward to adding more videos on my channel. Alright, thanks. New camo, huh?